What's up YouTube, it's Hector from Not Too Nerdy ENT and welcome back to another weekly vlog. Now let's go straight into what I did last week. Last week I did do a couple videos for each of my channels. So let's go over the first one, Not Too Nerdy ENT. Now if you go look at the first video I made, it was Did Lizard Squad Get Caught? So there were a couple members from Lizard Squad that got caught, so find out exactly what happened and is that it for Lizard Squad? Find out in that video. The video I did after that was a new Destiny leak. So if you're a person that wasn't into Destiny before, or you did love Destiny, now you might have a reason to play it even more, because now there's a huge leak that's been out. The rumor has it that they got things planned from 2015 and beyond, which is pretty cool that they're going to support this game that much. And it shows like a whole bunch of new DLC and a whole bunch of things that they didn't even mention yet. So it's pretty cool. Definitely go check out that video. Now on my other YouTube channel, Not Too Nerdy Retro, I had two video game pickups and videos. One was a garage sale and the other one was just random pickups. But it's pretty cool to have a garage sale in 29-degree weather in New Jersey. So definitely go check that out. That was something I did not expect and I thought it was pretty cool. So definitely go check out those two videos. And if you're not subscribed to Not Too Nerdy Retro, now's the time to subscribe. And that's pretty much it. So in the next couple of weeks or so, I'm going to be doing, a bunch of different video games, probably freebies and stuff like that on PlayStation 4, and try to catch up on Destiny and maybe a couple like PC video games. That's something I need to play even more. I'm going to videotape that even more. So you'll definitely see me play more PC games. Now, let's go over the topic for today. Are video games getting boring? Now, I personally am still having fun with video games, right? But there's a lot of people who are starting to think that video games are getting bored. Now, why do you think they think that? It's because the fact that these games today are repetitive. They're the same type of game over and over again. You got a lot of first-person shooters. You got a lot of the same action movements and everything. It's almost the same thing. Not to mention, there's a lot of continuations of series. For example, you have Uncharted, you have Assassin's Creed, you have Call of Duty, you have Gears of War, you have Halo. All these games are continuations of the same game over and over and over again. Now don't get me wrong, you love classic series, you love to continue the series, but at the same time, are we, making ourselves bored by playing the same type of game over and over again? That's something you have to think about. Now, on the other hand, the reason why games are repetitive is because that's a safe bet. That's what people buy. And the numbers don't lie. When there's a brand new IP, how many times do you support that new IP? How often do you go and buy that new IP? Not too often. I'm guilty of it too. Why? Because you're not too sure how good that game is. And especially recently, even sometimes you buy a game and you put it down because it's not what you expected. It's not as good as what you expected because you overhyped it so much in your head. You thought it would be better than it was, and when you played it, it wasn't too good. Sort of like Watch Dogs. Now, Watch Dogs, I put that down. A lot of people put it down. But when you really think about it, it is the first game of a series. How often is the first game of a series that good? Who's to say Watch Dogs 2 came out, it wouldn't be a good game? That's the thing we have to think about. Uncharted, Gears of War, all those games were pretty good. The first part was pretty good, but it got better as it went on. The first Uncharted game was not that great. It was a lot of games that a lot of people miss. A lot of people started the series in Uncharted 2, and they went back to play Uncharted to see what it was like. But they really picked up in Uncharted 2. And, that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes the best games come later on in the series. But you have to support that first game. Otherwise, these companies will not have enough money to make the next, the sequel. Not only that, they might not have enough faith to make the sequel because they think that if they make it, no one's going to buy it. So they're going to waste money and they're going to go out of business. So what do? They fall back on a safe game. And those safe games are first-person shooters, Call of Duty, Halo. That's it. That's what the safe game is to them. You know what I mean? Look at Destiny. Destiny is like a Halo. It's like, you know, they try to combine first-person shooter and try to make something new at the same time. And even that, even though they still try to pull first-person shooter into the world, people still criticize it. Not realize it's the first game of the series or first part of many expansions. People put it down for trying something new, for trying something different. And they didn't completely do something different because they pulled ideas from Halo, they pulled ideas from other games and try to put it together, and still people didn't support it. And that's a brand new IP. That's IP that they actually spend a lot of money on. You know, how much faith does that give other companies to do the same? You know, that's the problem. So if you're one of those people that think that gaming today is starting to get boring and repetitive, then you're going to have to be the first person in line to support these new IPs. I'm talking about games, the AAA new IPs. Of course, there's plenty of indie games out there that are all creative, but those are the only ones left. Creativity for new games doesn't exist that much. The reason why no one wants to, you know, spend too much money on a AAA title for a new IP that someone may never even play. So you have to think about that. If you are one of those people that are bored with games, then you're going to have to start supporting these AAA new IPs. So let me know in the comments down below about what you guys think about video games. Do you think they're starting to get boring? Do you think they're starting to get repetitive as well? Let me know in the comments down below. This is Hector from Not Too Nerdy ENT. I'm out. See you, YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button, it really helps me out. Also, if you're new to this channel, subscribe so you can see new videos from me every week. And remember, it's okay to be not too nerdy.